Hi, my name is Chris Baker. I'm from Bloomington, Indiana. This is my team trilogy in the bag. We'll get to it. Starting out, my putting putters. So I putt with a 0 medium Cetus. I really like overstable putters. That's what I've putted with in the past. And I really like the thumb pads on these, especially in the cold. Going to my driving putters. So I organize my discs by tiers. So my first tier is about 200 to 225 feet. And in each tier I have a go-to disc, and then I kind of work off that disc. So my go-to in this tier is my harp. So I have a VIP harp that I use for a lot of upshots. And then if I need it to not skip, I throw my BT soft harp. If I need a little bit more stable to get around something, or for some forehand shots, I throw Lucid Justice. I know it's not a driving putter, but for me, I use it for that 200-foot distance range. If I need something to go a little straighter, I'll throw the Fluid Judge. So I just got my first and only Trilogy Ace a couple months ago with this disc. For me, it goes really straight and then has just a tiny bit of fade at the end. And then finally, my turnover driving putter is my medium Swan 2. I love this disc for woods drives where I got to get around something, turn right. Going to my mid-ranges. So my go-to mid-range is my Lucid Verdict, close to max weight. The Verdict was the first dynamic disc I ever threw, and I've used it for multiple single disc tournaments and used it in a 2-disc challenge last year, and I love it. So I use it as a fairway driver almost. I can throw it up to about 250 or 270. This tier is about 250 or so. I can throw it forehand from a standstill. I love it. If I need something just a little bit more overstable in this tier, I go to this new disc I just got, the Trident. I can forehand it in the wind. If it's a headwind, I can throw it more confidently than my Verdict. My straight mid-range is the Truth. It's just a little bit straighter than my Verdict, and then has a tiny bit of fade at the end. Pretty consistent. My turnover mid-range is my VIP Tersis. So I use this in the woods a lot. Because it turns right a little bit, I can throw it up to about 270 or 280. Great hyzer flip disc. And then my sort of trick disc in this tier is an Opto Pearl 160 gram. So I used this, my son had one of these and I started throwing it and really liked it for really low power shots in the woods where I want to throw maybe 50%, but I want to still kind of flip up and turn over to the right a lot and glide to the right. I've gotten a couple birdies using this disc. My next tier is about 275 to 300. It's a tier that I'm having the most trouble with now, but I've been working on it. I just got a Saint Pro in Opto, and for me, it's just a longer version of my Verdict now, which is what I was looking for. If I need to go a little bit more overstable, I'll go to the Felon, and I'll forehand this disc too. If I need to go straighter, I'll use this Lucid Escape. So this has a very straight flight for me with a tiny bit of finish at the end. It's kind of a longer Truth for me. And then if I need it to turn over, I'll throw a Fusion Witness. And I really like the Fusion plastic for understable discs. I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe I get more spin on it, but I throw this a lot in the woods too, wanting to be a little bit longer but need it to go straight with a little bit of turn. And then my distance drivers. My go-to distance driver is the Trespass. So I've been throwing Lucid Trespasses for a while, but I just got this Moonshine. My Lucids have gotten beat in and gotten a little straighter, so my Moonshine is my reliable distance driver that I can usually, this tier is up to about 325, 330. This is really reliable, straight forever, and then just predictable fade at the end. If I need a more overstable disc for a forehand or to get around something, I'll throw this Bio Enforcer. The other plastics, Lucid and Fusion, were a little bit too overstable for me. If I need to go straighter, I go back to one of my original Lucid Trespasses. This one's a little more beat in, and it goes really straight forever. Sometimes even turns a little bit right if I power too much on it, which is good in some situations. And if I really need to go right on a big turnover drive, I just got this recycled bolt. And sometimes I'll even use this for max distance if I'm throwing a hyzer flip and need it to go way right and then come back at the end for max distance. And then last but not least is my bomber discs. So I have a Air World in 157 VIP Air. and I can throw this as hard as I want, and it won't turn over on me unless it's a headwind, and it'll go very, very straight for a long time, maybe a little bit of turn, and then always come back at the end. And then if I'm in a tailwind situation or have a lot of room, I'll throw this air sorcerer, VIP air sorcerer, I think it's 156. So I'll put it on a big hyzer and let it flip up and turn right for a long time, and then eventually come back at the end. So I can, if I'm trying to get wide open field up to 350 or more, I'll usually pick one of these discs. So anyway, that's my in the bag for 2016. Hopefully good luck tomorrow, and thanks for the opportunity.